Welcome to the Richard Hickman Show. This is a big deal for me. I'm starting this brand new podcast, and here's episode 0. This podcast for me is going to be an opportunity for me to be able to network and get to know people on a more individual basis. I think that podcasts are a great opportunity for you to be able to just sit down and have a conversation. People typically don't have their phones out, so it's going to be a great opportunity to just get to know people without any distractions. Looking forward to being able to bring on different kinds of guests that will be, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of business stuff, but I've had an extensive background in cybersecurity, so I'll probably have some cyber stuff that we talk about from time to time. I have been doing a lot with marketing lately, so we'll probably have some good marketing guests to come on and have some chats about things. And then, of course, the coaching industry. It's huge right now. Everyone wants to be an online coach. And so probably bring some coaches on that talk about their journey, what it is they offer, and how they're able to do what they do today in the day and age of the digital entrepreneur, and how people can escape their 9 to 5 by starting an online business. For me, a little bit about me, I started my entrepreneurial journey even as just a kid by selling things, things that I won't talk about that I sold. Makes me seem like a drug dealer. I wasn't a drug dealer, but I did sell things that would have gotten in a lot of trouble for if I had ever been caught. And so, and that kind of plays right into my whole stuff with cybersecurity as well. And then when I got home from my mission, I started a small data recovery business because data recovery tied in so closely with computer forensics. And that's what I was going to school for, was computer forensics. So I started this little company called IT Recovery Solutions. And I did some data recoveries for people. And then got involved with Decipher Forensics and did that cybersecurity thing for a lot of time, a lot of years. And sold that business in 2018, and then kind of went back to the whole W-2 thing for quite a while until a couple of years ago, decided it was no longer for me, and now run a business with my wife, and we have a couple other businesses and some that we've shut down since then as well. So I'm sure that a lot of that stuff will come up from time to time as we have discussions on this podcast. So a little bit more about me, I guess, is, as part of that cybersecurity thing that I did for so long, I was involved in some pretty cool research with Snapchat. If you Google me, that's mostly what's going to come up is that Snapchat stuff that I did. And it was back in the day when you could still recover some Snapchats, even though they were claiming that, these pictures disappear. Did some research and found that they weren't actually being deleted like they claimed they were, which was a lot of fun. That was like my 15 minutes of fame, you could say. I got interviewed by everybody in every news station because they wanted to talk about this new big program or this app that everybody was using and how this kid in college just broke it. So that was kind of fun. The crazy part about it was that some privacy group actually ended up taking my research and then suing Snapchat, and I think the FCC, maybe the FCC, maybe the FTC, I can't remember. Anyway, one of them ended up coming down on Snapchat pretty hard, and I think they're still serving out their sentence or whatever. I think they were sentenced to be audited by a third party annually for some ridiculous amount of time because they had shown already that they had lied to consumers about what was going on with their app. And so that was a thing. But I don't really do the cyber thing anymore. I spend most of my days doing marketing and automation. I've spent a lot of time learning from the things that Alex Hormozy teaches. I think that I have read and reread $100 million Leads close to a dozen times now, and learned a ton from that, and used it and applied it towards my wife and I run a business where she teaches public speaking. And so I have applied that quite a bit and now run a marketing service agency where I help people kind of automate their lead generation and outreach, so to say. All that fun stuff you see where it's like, oh, text me this word, and then you text that word to that number and something comes back to them automatically. I do all that fun stuff to be able to help businesses really grow through lead generation and then through email marketing campaigns, and automating that kind of thing. So that's what I spend a lot of my time doing. It's not what I'm going to do forever. It's not my true passion, but I do enjoy doing it, and so I'll continue doing that for a little while until we grow this business enough to not have to have me doing it anymore. That we'll outsource it, and then I'll find something else to do that'll be fun. So I think that's kind of my thing, is that I am super easy to please, and so I find joy in a lot. A lot of times it's funny. My wife will ask me like, "Well, what do you want to do?" It's like I don't really care. Doesn't matter. So and it infuriates her. But for me, it's just I'm so easygoing. It really doesn't matter. So. But stay tuned for more. The first episode is going to be with my wife, and I think that we'll follow the same progress that we've done with her podcast, where every 50 episodes we interview each other and kind of see how things are going and see the progress of the show. And so, episode 1 will be with my wife, Marianne Hickman, and episode 50 will also be with my wife, Marianne Hickman, and we'll just continue to go from there so that you can learn a little bit about me and whether or not you think this would be a good show for you to listen to week to week. I grew up here in Utah, and so with that, I'm a Mormon. I'm a Mormon. I'm card-carrying Mormon. A lot of my fellow Latter-day Saints would probably hate that I say that, but I know that we're supposed to say that we're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but and yes, that is true, and we should be using Christ's name, but at the same time, we're well known for that word Mormon, and I'm all about marketing, so um, which is why we had the Mormon campaign for so long. And anyway, so I grew up here. I served a mission for the LDS Church, and went out there as a representative of Christ with the explicit purpose to just try and help bring people closer to Christ. Christ is a big part of my life and my role as a husband and father. Fitness is a huge part of me and who I am. For a lot of years, I did CrossFit. I love CrossFit. I love functional fitness. But recently, in the last few years, started getting into bodybuilding a little bit more. And so I got on stage a couple of years ago. I don't know that I'll do that again, but it was definitely a great challenge that I did. And I love lifting weights a little bit more exclusively rather than doing more of the functional fitness all day, every day. So that's a huge role in my life with fitness. I am a father to 6 children and married to a wonderful Marianne, who you'll see on the next episode. I love my kids, and my whole life is dedicated around what I can do to help my family. So that's a little bit of who I am, and you'll see snippets of that, of my personality dripped into the episodes as I interview people and have discussions. But this show is mostly about who I bring on, and so I'm excited for you to be able to get to know the guests and kind of just hopefully learn a couple of things at the same time that I learn them. That's the whole point of this podcast, is that I'm going to bring on people that I can learn from, and maybe you'll learn something too at the same time. So stay tuned.